Hi, everybody. I'm Candid Frank Stanisci, and you're watching Candid Frank Live here on the Spanglish World Network on Zingo TV, channel 250. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app at the respective app stores for iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure you rate and leave a comment. Both apps are absolutely free. Zingo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and also on all smart TVs 2016 forward. Now on Candid Frank Live, joining me is not Aaron William Freeland. Eduardo the Boss Harari is sitting in for him. Eduardo, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Frank.
Nice to be seen, I think. All right, so you want to get that? No. Right then and there, right? That's when it has to happen.
That's right.
Okay,
When
Eduardo.
I'm, when I'm in your show,
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Okay. How's it going?
it's going great. Relaxing day today, family day, President's Day in the U.S. So there's really no business altogether today except for us.
There you go. Well, Family Day is something special. It's an opportunity for people to be reminded that they should make some time for their family. And have you done that?
Yeah, we spent the day together with the kids, and it was great. It's just a lot of fun, actually relaxing, not having to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and start working away.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad I can.
Woke up
I'm
at
glad you
seven.
can save some of that energy for us here today.
Oh, 100%.
All right,
And
let's talk. Let's talk about the National Hockey League, and we love to talk about the Canadian teams. And I have to say, talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs first, what did you think of the trade? What did you think of the losing the player immediately after making the trade? How do you review the trade that Kyle Dubas made?
I don't know how to evaluate Carl Dubas and his management skills lately, uh, because he tries to do the right thing, but it always makes him look bad.
I don't
Uh,
know if this one could be considered a bad trade, but the problem with Kyle Dubas and the problem he'll constantly have, and people will lose their patience with the Maple Leafs is that he made a decision to pay his young guys that he feels are the guys for his team. He paid them a lot of money, and um, he's had difficulty. A lot of these moves that he makes, he has to give up draft choices. He can't hang on to everybody. Anybody that's a good depth player at a reasonable price gets picked off the waiver wire. Dezingel's a guy that you could say that's what happened. You know what happened there. Is he a guy that would have liked to be a Maple Leaf? I know that of all the games he played with Arizona, his best game was here in Toronto. So it's quite possible it would have been interesting to watch what he would have done here in Toronto. Now he's on his way to San Jose. The big defenseman that they picked up is one that I think at least speaks to one of the weaknesses that many people feel that Dubas has had. So it'll be interesting. He won't be playing tonight against Montreal, but he will be playing when they go on the road because they'll be going to the United States where he is and waiting for them. What do you think of Montreal and Toronto tonight? What do you see happening?
Montreal and Toronto is always a very nice game to watch. Uh, well, let's put it this way: the Leafs have had Montreal's number for a little bit now, so I am giving the edge to Toronto. Uh, but then, what's his name? The guy in the goalie, the
Hamburger, Hammond.
no, the Montreal net,
Yeah, Hammond.
Hammond.
He was the
Jeez.
hamburger. He came from he was in Ottawa, had a big run with them.
Yeah. You know, I don't know because, as you know, when we face guys that played with Ottawa, we always tend to lose. So, so I give
Well,
them,
the Zingle was an Auto player as well.
yeah. It's going to be an interesting game. I am hoping the Leafs win. I think the Leafs have the edge really. Uh, Marner and Matthews are smoking as of late, so that gives them a little bit of a feud. Now, if we can get the defensive end of the game in square for tonight's game, then we have a sure win.
Yeah, I don't know. In that game against St. Louis, Muzzin was totally out of position. I don't know whether he's not back to full, um, game mode because that was a pretty big pretty big brain cramp that he had in that game. On Montreal, on the side of Montreal, they're a team that obviously is not going to make the playoffs. They're a team that are hoping, I suppose, to get into the lottery and to pick up a number one overall pick, which would be great. Picking that high up, you should be able to get a decent talent. They, their goaltending's a question, and it'll be a question for a while if their number one goalie remains unhealthy, and it appears that they're hoping that he can play before the end of the year because it would be nice to go into the off season knowing that you have a goaltender. So that's one of the reasons why I think Montreal's hoping that they do end up with a healthy goaltender at the end of the year and have a chance to see if Price has it in him to play and to play well. If they can get that answer, then one of the biggest question marks that every team goes into the offseason has they can at least have knowledge before they make a move. They'll know whether Price is in or out, and they can work accordingly.
Yeah.
The Ottawa Senators are a team that have shown that lately that they play real well, and their fans should be happy about the way they're playing.
Well, let's put it this way: since the arena is not in the downtown core of Ottawa, it helps out the fans that they can actually get to the games.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can talk about that subject later. Yeah, Ottawa is a team that I think for the past few years has had the talent. They just haven't had the chemistry, and I don't know what it is that's lacking. To be honest with you, I think the coach is okay. I think they put together a fairly good team, but when you put them on the ice, it doesn't seem to work. Now, this year, the question was Murray, whether he was a good enough goaltender. So we'll see what happens if Ottawa can solve the goaltending problem, which seems to be, looking back, the biggest issue they had. Speaking of goaltending issues, the Winnipeg Jets are a team that needs to string some wins together if they're going to make the playoffs. This is a team that came the closest of all the Canadian teams in recent memory to head down the road towards the Stanley Cup. They hit a flat tire, and since then, they've had difficulty progressing beyond that point. And in fact, they have not played as well. They've taken a few steps back. Do you think Winnipeg can turn things around?
Yeah, I mean Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg will turn things around. They are that type of organization that they can pull that off. But just going back to before, you made a comment with regards to Ottawa, and I want to go back to what's the issue with Ottawa. I think we transferred the Ballard uh, omen to Ottawa.
The curse,
The curse of Ballard is now in Ottawa.
so they can't win.
They cannot win if they have the same ownership.
Wow. I used to work for him, so I have neither I have neither a positive or a negative comment. I'm going to stay on the fence on that one. So Winnipeg needs to the goaltending. Hallebuck needs to play the way he can. And Winnipeg's best players have to be the better players on the ice. If they're not, they're going to have difficulty. They have a few players that have played well and continue to play well, but that's not enough.
The,
Moving over to Calgary, Calgary's the best team in Canada right now, in my opinion. I think they are the best team. They beat the Leafs face to face, and they have won a lot of games recently. They've done it, Eduardo, in a style that a lot of teams have success in the playoffs play.
the, the Calgary Flames are, and I always said this, the Calgary Flames are a class organization. And whether they lose or win, or they have a great season, they always put out their best. You never see the Calgary Flames without going down in a battle. They'll fight till the very end, and it's just a matter of timing. And I think the Calgary Flames timing in the last couple of seasons has been a little bit off in the playoffs, but I think timing is now in their favor, and I think this time around, I would say that they have a good chance at going all the way.
I don't doubt it for a second. I truly believe that Calgary hockey fans need to be need to be ready, willing, and able to get the red mile going again. The Edmonton Oilers, the other team in Alberta. Alberta is pretty lucky right now. Both their teams are playing really well. Unfortunately for Edmonton, they lost their last game, but that was under a new coach. It's their first loss. This is a team with two of the best players in the world. I think, bar any team anywhere in the world. I don't think there's the likes of McDavid and Draisaitl anywhere. Those two guys are incredible. The rest of the team has been the issue. The consistency of the team, the defense, the goaltending. There have been a lot of questions, but they're hitting a good spot right now. Eduardo, do you think it's the new coach alone, and then once the coach has been there for a while, that that new I guess good luck that you have and hard work and it working out, and how long will that last? Is that something that's going to go through with this coach, or is this lost the beginning of the Oilers taking a step back?
Well, I'll give you an analogy that you will love. Look at what happened to the Islanders when they changed their GM. So with the dynamic duo that they have in Edmonton, I mean, McDavid and Dressel are just phenomenal. And I want to use a little bit of a punching line here. They are a well-oiled machine. And if I was in that West Coast division, I would watch out, because either team of Alberta can come and get you without you looking.
Yeah, well, they're going to be interesting. The Vancouver Canucks. This has been the rebuild year, and their rebuilding started in the head office, and they've made some very interesting moves. The team has had difficulty. They Again, this was when Boudreau took over. The team went on a good run, and that energy and that confidence, that blind confidence that you have when a new coach comes in, they had it. Unfortunately, reverted to more like what they were before. This is a team now that's in rebuild mode. And this is a team like Calgary, that had some really good success in the bubble season. They played incredibly well, and it's a shame that they've ended up where they are. It's hard for a team to repeat success. That's one of the things they all talk about. Every team talks about, we want to have enduring success. We don't just want to have one kick at the can. We want to have a kick at the can every season. Well, it's not easy to do, Eduardo. You can want to do it as much as you want, but delivering on that idea is really difficult. That
There,
promise.
there is not many teams, whether it's in hockey or any sport, that
Absolutely.
can successfully claim. I mean, unless you are Bayern Munich, has all the money and nails every single player that they want. But there is no team in sports that can say we are the legacy team, the team that is going
Absolutely.
to win everything. I mean, hell, yes, you have streaks. I mean, the New York Yankees had it in baseball uh, when they had the Bambino and DiMaggio and everybody else on,
Reggie Jackson.
under the scope. But but hockey is a different animal, and you have to understand that to win in hockey, continuously either you have to have a huge budget
Hmm.
to be able to keep the lines that you want, or you have to be able to uh, work your way through the issues. And Vancouver was a grew had a very old team until recently, and now it's time to get young again.
Yep.
And you know what? It might take them 3-4 years, but they'll get there because Vancouver is Vancouver.
Oh, we wish them a lot of luck.
Yeah.
Looking around at Major League Baseball, the strike, Eduardo. I know you love the game. You're a part of it. Give us a minute of what's going on there, and is there any good news?
Look, there when you see the two sides, uh, and I was a player, and the 85 strike was very harmful to the game of baseball, uh, and now it's even worse because back then the owners were still kind of good, let's put it that way, in that they actually showed in paper what they were making and what they were not making. In this case, we know that the whole issue that surrounds this CBA, this collective bargaining agreement, is the TV contract that was signed by Fox that belongs now to Disney, uh, with Major League Baseball for the estimation is $1.5 billion. Uh, and the players are saying, "Where's our share of it?" Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that are on the field and getting hurt and going through agonies and enduring the pains. Uh, and the players are not really asking for a lot, sincerely. If you look at the at the CBA, what they are asking for is that the players that are new to the league, the guys that don't make the multi-million-dollar contracts, are able to get arbitration earlier, or if the teams want to opt not to give them arbitration earlier, so that there is a pool of funds that gets distributed amongst those players. So that's where it comes down to.
Are you
Uh,
talking about a base salary, increasing the base salary, or are you basically
so they are
is what you,
so what the players association said is, okay, let's ex- limit the signing bonuses, because that's how they get around the issue of arbitration, and they put these players under a 7 to 8 year contract with the signing bonuses. And basically they're saying, let's eliminate that aspect of it, and let's give them more during the first 2 years,
right?
because it doesn't help the players. you know when you have a player like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who in his first 3 years of 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 his career has produced what he has produced, and he doesn't have the chance to go to an arbitration judge and say, do I deserve more? because now he's under a 7-year deal that doesn't get to arbitration until the fifth. It's not right. It's not correct.
So it's a question of making bigger money faster.
It's a question of not making bigger money faster, but having a share of the big of a, a greater contract. So let's say he's earning 650,000 right now. Okay,
Right?
in which is the base salary in
Okay.
Major League Baseball. So instead of earning 650 after the second year, they are asking for a 20% increase.
So
Until
basically,
they
the
reach
base salary, making the
until
base salary higher.
until they reach their arbitration year.
So there's the issue, I think, from the owners, if I can speak to their side, is that they want some sort of, control over the players for at least some amount of time, because they're a draft pick, and they want a chance to not only just, be a part of this player getting better, because he's one of the unusual players. Most players don't come up to Major League Baseball that soon in their career, right? They spend time in the minors, and
Or they keep
in
going
that
up and
case, they
down
don't make that
for a
much
career.
money right there. So wouldn't it? Why is it baseball and sports in general, actually, right? They tend to pay the few the most and the most the least. Is there anything in what they're trying to do to spread the wealth? And because I still don't understand, I can't wrap my head. It's none of my business. I mean, I'm not going to tell Major League Baseball to run their business. I just find it crazy that you get one player making $30 million a year or $40 million a year, and other players making thousands of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I find that that's typical of the way the world is. I get it. It's the way the world works, right? A few people make all the 1% make all the money, and the 99% on a sliding scale have to
so
struggle.
so really the players that the players that they are trying to protect are the players that keep going up and down from Major League Baseball to the minor leagues every single year, time and time again. My cousin, Alexis Infante, he played for the Jays. He spent 14 years going from Syracuse to Toronto, back and forth. He earned. I always told him that uh, he was earning Greyhound miles all the way, every time that he had to take the bus into Toronto from Syracuse. You know what I mean? But it's sad. It's really sad. Those are the
Yes,
players
that
that need
is.
it, and they are also fighting for the injured players, the players that from the past, like myself, that we were months away from collecting our pension, and we are not able to collect it because we missed 5 or 6 games in order to complete it.
Yep. Okay, let's move on to the NBA All-Star game. We've only got seconds about this. I think the most important thing about the NBA All-Star game are the events that precede the game itself. The game is great, but I think, the slam dunk and this new idea of doing with rookies, creating teams and having all kinds of great events that take place to show off the skills of the players was very interesting.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the 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 challenge, the skills challenge was beyond real, and we had a representative from the team. Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors was there
As a rookie on the
as a
rookie team.
and it was great to see them to see him succeed. We also had the 3 point competition, Van Vliet, that didn't succeed as much, but that's. But then we get to the great game, on Sunday evening. LeBron ag- against the DK team, and it had to be against Stephen Curry, who saves the day for LeBron James. You know,
Absolutely.
16 3-pointers. Can you imagine that in an all-star game?
And they were made from everywhere. They weren't just made from the line. They're made from everywhere. Yeah, some amazing. Just like somebody said there, I think it was LeBron. It was as soon as Curry throws the ball, everybody assumes it's going to go in. That's how good he is. That's how good he has been, and he'll be good like that for a very long time. He proved it at the All-Star game. Very quickly, the truckers' convoy, the federal government invokes Trudeau invokes a War Measures Act like thing. It's the new version of it, but it's an act to force people to leave. You've got 20 seconds. Good, bad.
I think it's perfect. It's about time. They made their point. They should leave. The way they are going about trying to stay, it's not right. It's uncouth for kids that are being put in the front line to try to stop them from leaving.
That's terrible. Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Eduardo, thank you for stepping in for Aaron William Freeland. Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
Okay, for Eduardo Harari, I'm Frank Stanisci. Thank you for watching Candid Frank Live, airing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish World Radio Network. For Candid Frank Live, other news and entertainment and sports programming we offer, please check out spanglishworld.ca. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ciao for now.